stay protector and the harness on. I've put the mizzen up, a bit of stability. We've got the boat going on autopilot. And I'm going to have to get up to there to try and free the halyard. Averaging sort of 1.8, 2 knots. It just seems a bit silly. So I'm going to head back to Floro. It's always disappointing when something like this happens and have to turn around to get it fixed. But these are all of the issues that we're ironing out this year, you know, with these training sails. So hopefully by learning where these things are going wrong and then coming up with solutions to make sure they don't happen again, by the end of the sea trials this summer, I'll have figured out most of these issues and ironed them out, and hopefully come up with solutions to make sure they don't happen on next year's expedition. So, although it's frustrating and a pain, it's all good learning and improvements for the boat and for myself, which is kind of what this year is all about. You know, I'd rather figure it out now when I've got the option to turn around and go and Safe Haven and fix the problem properly, rather than figure it out for the first time during the expedition miles away from help next year. So another lesson learned to add to the book, and another job to fix to be able to get going again. I was just doing a bit of food for thought on my way back in to Floro, and I think, as well as just putting the tape around the spreaders to stop the halyard from being able to get in that space again, I think another workaround is going to be to tie some string or some rope from the end of each step to the next step, up or down if you like, until all of the steps leading out of the mast like that are joined together by a line of rope, which would stop the halyards from being able to get wrapped into the steps. It would either swing forward of or stay astern of the steps themselves. Looking at it now, what's happened is that the halyard got wrapped around the steps right at the top on the starboard side. 2 steps down on the starboard side. And because I didn't notice that, where I pulled the halyard to hoist the sail, it obviously pulled at the wrong angle and tried to pull the halyard forwards, which is what caused it to get jammed in this part of the spreader. So I'm going to resolve both of those issues with the tape and the string theory. So what had happened is that the halyard had managed to get jammed in that little space right there. halfway up here, so this is the same height I reached whilst I was out there sailing. Slightly different perspective on the video from up here. Right, so I've taped around where the halyard got stuck in there, and then I've also been running this string between every step so that the halyard can't go in between the steps again. Right, so it's not the prettiest look in the world. I don't know how much of that you can see on the GoPro sort of wide angle. But essentially I've placed a string tying each step together so that the halyard can't slide in between the steps again, which is what caused it to get stuck in the spreader. And then I've also taped the spreaders, so hopefully I've covered all my angles on that one.